Hello. What I'm doing here is trying to give you a point of reference and a point of representation, some physicality behind it so you can get a better viewpoint. What this right here is representing is what's left of a cross. You see, after dragging it along for so long and sweating on it and bleeding on it and going through parts of this world, it's not so much of a cross anymore. And that's the representation for today. Going through the walk. What I'm trying to get at is, when you are coming through and have been awake for a while and you've picked up that cross and started breaking down, purging out, cleansing, fighting against the flesh, the things of the world and so forth, whether it be a habit, a hurt, a drug addiction like myself, whether it was someone who abused you, any of that. That's part of picking up your cross if you've grown from that. Seek the Father in that. My message is to keep fighting today. And you can see the world has knocked out some of my own teeth, and I'm using that as representation as well. Like I said, I'm using myself to show you testimony, to show you what it's like. The world threw me a jab to the face, knocked out my tooth, let's call it that. But that's what it means to fight against this world sometimes. You can see the lines on my face maybe, underneath my eyes. That's called walking through it. Being beat up by this world. And I mean this world and the evil in it. Those that are partaking in it. Those that have become of it. That's what I mean by the evil. And I want to expand more on this. Keep your head up, warrior. Here's what I mean by that. I seen a post that showed an eagle with a crow on its back. Now this eagle with the meme, little photo post, said how the eagle doesn't have to mess around with those crows because it can soar higher. And that's really neat for the eagle. I like that. But I was shown something else. And I'm talking on a multidimensional spiritual layer here between the crows, this eagle, and this falcon that has been flying over and around me since I've been here, which has a representation of itself if those who know. Now, this falcon had been battling some crows. So we can call that, in a sense, if those who understand what a representation of the crows are, would be the evil of the world, you could say. Some people say they're easily demonically possessed, so forth. Hey, I don't try to place too much on nature in itself, but has a cool representation that has been shown unto me by the level of spirituality. Again, to understand spirituality, you have to be able to see the multidimensional complexities and the learning that comes in behind that. So again, this is a deep learning. So this falcon has been battling these crows the last few days. And I noticed something. That falcon could probably fly a little higher, couldn't it? But it doesn't. Instead, it battles against those crows. You see? And I kind of caught that today when I was, well, actually the last few days as I've been watching it fight these crows. And the crows are actually trying to gang up on the poor thing. Started out with 1 or 2, and then now it's up to 5. And I've been watching this portray itself out, and it's kind of strange because even the crows will call out to each other and they try to team up and gang around that falcon, but that falcon will fly around, she'll get into a spot, she'll come out, and you'll see them come across the sky, and the crows are trying to get from her side to side. She does a cool move where she does an underloop and throws her talons back up and almost got him. I was like, heck yeah, get that sucker. Because in representation, that is a messenger being attacked. So I'm saying to you, stand strong. You're going to be attacked. If you can't be like the eagle, and you're in darkness, or you are placed in darkness, such as myself, to try to find some people that are looking for the light here, and help the sick, as I was told in an earlier message, if you can't fly like the eagle and get away from them, but you're in it, then battle it. Because you are a warrior. That's the representation that I'm seeing there. And I don't mean a warrior that goes out and pulls out some sword and starts, oh, I'm brimstone and slashing people up and yeehawing and stuff. No, that's not what I'm going to mean. A warrior is all kinds of different levels. Okay, you can start out by simply being a prayer warrior. Prayer warrior is someone who constantly prays a lot, stays in prayer, prays for any time they see an ambulance go by, any homeless person, they pray, they're always in prayer. You can be a spiritual warrior. Spiritual warrior has many different definitions in itself too. One of those would be what they call a light worker. That's a type of light warrior. In a sense, what they say that they do is they take in light and reflect it back, and then, try to be a positive energy to people, which is kind of cool. Just watch what light you're reflecting, okay, light worker? So, catching on to all that was kind of neat here. I've been paying attention to this for the last 2 days. I was just kind of watching this other deeper message come out. Because it seems like even though this world and sometimes what you think is someone is someone who's being just out of place, I guess you could say. Let's call it children of wrath. This goes back to be a prayer word. Don't so much be angry at that person. Maybe be angry at the area that they're portraying. Pray about that, if that makes sense. So, in other words, focus in on the actual prayer for whatever error the person is having, the error that they perceive. So their eyes are open, you see. But that's pretty much it, the simple basic message behind that. Don't worry about the world beating you up. As you can tell, it gives you some lashings. I've even got a spot underneath my eye right there. And like I said, I'm not trying to be all fancy with this. I'm keeping it simple and showing you parts and pieces of even what I've went through, and even some of the things that I'm going through now as I'm continue to grow. And I'm wishing all that for all of you, because like I said, many of you are like that little shoot sprout in that garden. And don't let the tares and the snares and the weeds and those things bound up on you if you're still a shoot sprout. Those of you that are oak trees, protect the rest of the garden. Those of you that are vegetable producing plants in the garden, feed the garden and the flock. Those of you that are empaths, remember to be the flowers of the field with compassion. Love y'all. Y'all have a beautiful weekend. And hey, always remember to smile when you can, because they got something on your face right now. But if you can at least shine some light from your eyes, I think you're doing pretty good. Y'all have a beautiful day. Love y'all.